The man in yellow infiltrating the town as Sophia opens up a whole world of possibilities. And I am really curious about what devious plan he has in order to throw the town into chaos. This is why, in today's video, I'm going to share my opinion on what he might do next and how he could manipulate people into turning against one another. The first thing that amazed me about this revelation was how quickly it happened. I was expecting it to happen later in the series. Based on the description of episode 4, an ominous discovery puts Boyd and his trusted circle on high alert. I thought that's when we would get the big reveal. I assumed the producers would tease us a little more, and that the first episode would end with Sophia killing the priest. That way, even if it was obvious that she is the man in yellow, they could have kept the mystery going a bit longer. It would have made you question, is she really the man in yellow, or is she just an evil kid who wanted to kill her father so she could be free to do as she pleases? But after seeing the confirmation in the same episode, I'm expecting things to progress really fast in the upcoming episodes. I just hope they don't rush this storyline, especially now that Season 5 is confirmed. Hopefully they have enough time to properly lay everything out. If you watched my previous video about 10 things you missed in the first episode, you might remember that I talked about the Bible. I believe this will be a key element in the future. If you remember the conversation between Father Khatri and Sarah, Khatri mentioned that there are multiple books in that place, but not a single copy of the Bible. This is very odd because the Bible is the most printed book in the world, and people have been coming to that place since 1506. So the chances that none of those people had a copy with them are close to zero. At first I thought it had something to do with the place itself, like how the talismans protect you from the monsters. Maybe the Bible could somehow harm that place. You know, the typical idea that God would keep you safe. But now, after seeing Sophia bring a copy with her, something clicked for me. The reason we don't have a single Bible in the town isn't because no one brought one. The reason is that the man in yellow personally made sure there weren't any. After every cycle, he likely collected the copies and hid them in the tunnels. And the reason is simple. He wants to use it to manipulate people. This isn't just speculation. This is historically proven. The Bible has been used for centuries as a guiding force for people. Some of the most influential figures in the past were priests, and even kings listened to them. I won't go too deep into that here since this channel is about TV shows, not history. Sophia created the perfect circumstances to arrive in the town without raising suspicion. In everyone's eyes, she's just a frightened little girl who lost her father in a car crash. It was even seen as a miracle that she survived, and that miracle was supposedly because of the Bible. If you pay close attention to the moment when Tabitha tries to get her out of the car, the show deliberately emphasizes that the Bible Sophia is holding protects her. The glass only scratches her neck. If it weren't for the holy book, it could have cut her throat. So it appears as if it was a miracle that saved her. I'm sure she will use this to convert people to her side. We already saw her starting to play this role with Kenny when she asked him to pray with her. Kenny is my favorite character in the show. My poor boy doesn't deserve what's happening to him. But for all the Kenny fans out there, I have even more bad news. I think Kenny will develop a strong bond with Sophia, and Sophia will use that bond to distance him from Boyd. Kenny is all alone in that place. He lost both his parents. Christy got Marielle back, and Boyd is too busy at the moment dealing with Fatima and the implications of Smiley being reborn. This is why I believe Kenny will turn to Sophia. I think Sophia will use the "I lost my father in this place as well" card to create that bond with him. We saw in the trailer a scene with the two of them running from monsters. If Sophia manages to draw Kenny to her side, this would be a huge win, and would definitely create chaos in the town's stability. So, this is how I believe Sophia will make the town turn against itself. At first, I think she will take Father Khatri's place and start holding sermons. A lot of people will attend them. Sophia won't have any problem gaining people's trust. You have to remember that the man in yellow knew everything that was happening in the town, even inside people's houses. So she will use that knowledge to get close to people, sharing personal insights that they will believe come from God. More and more people will start coming to the church and listening to her. I think another main character will join her because it needs to create more tension. And I don't know if Kenny alone is enough. Maybe Henry or Acosta will join her as well. Acosta is being built up as a main antagonist to Boyd, and I'm sure she will do something really reckless in the upcoming episodes. So it wouldn't be surprising if she becomes one of the voices that turns people against Boyd. Regarding how Sophia would exactly turn people one to another, I can't say for sure with the information we have at the moment. But my best guess is that it has something to do with the talismans. Didn't you find it odd that the first thing Sophia did, after Kenny explained everything to her, was try to remove the talisman from the window? Could this mean she plans to remove the protection the talismans provide? One thing I know for sure is that the people in the town will eventually realize there is a mole among them. As I said, this will make Randall go crazy, but I don't think he will join Sophia. I don't see him as the kind of person who would follow a religious leader. Even if Randall suspects Boyd and Donna, he would also be skeptical of everyone else. I really like Randall, and I believe he and Julie could make a great team this season. I think either Victor or Julie will be the ones to reveal that Sophia is the man in yellow. Maybe Julie saw Sophia during one of her story walking moments, and things will start to click for her. I believe Victor will be the one who helps everyone realize that the man in yellow has infiltrated the town, while Julie will be the one to identify Sophia specifically. After everything we've seen so far, I think it's safe to assume that the man in yellow was present in every cycle, and that he used the same method to enter the town, especially in the previous cycle. And I believe Victor will realize that. If you paid close attention to him during the car crash scene, you can see him acting very strangely, almost like he's counting something. The main theory is that he's counting how many people are in the town, because the number Kenny mentioned, 47 people, is more significant than most people realize. I'll make a separate video about that, so be sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified when it drops. We know that even if Victor doesn't remember everything perfectly, he senses when something bad is about to happen. We saw him digging graves just before the Colony House massacre, and when the monsters entered the house and people started screaming, he told Julie, "It started." So Victor knows that something isn't right about this car crash, and a new part of his memory will be unlocked. We saw in the trailer that he draws the man in yellow, and behind him there's a crashed car. This suggests that Victor saw the man in yellow arrive in the same way during his cycle. We also saw in the trailer that Ethan, Victor, and Jade discover his clothes in the woods, and I think this is the moment when Victor will finally tell Jade what really happened when he was a child. This is how the townspeople would learn that they have a mole among them, and they would start suspecting one another. This is where the wisdom from the previous cycle comes into play for the man in yellow. Because he plays the role of Sophia so perfectly, no one would suspect the new girl. Sophia would then drop subtle hints during her sermons, making people suspect certain individuals. One by one, everyone in the town would become a suspect, especially those in Boyd's inner circle. Just imagine you are one of the townspeople and you find out that Fatima gave birth to one of the monsters that terrorize you at night. How would you react? I also believe that Sophia crashed into the sheriff's station on purpose, to keep Boyd at the Colony House so he would be too late to react when things start spiraling out of control in the town. I forgot to mention this earlier about Victor, but here's one of his drawings from the trunk. Doesn't it look similar to Sophia? This is why I believe the line, "they would start tearing themselves apart," will be literal. With everything we've seen so far, I think this is how things are going to unfold in the next episodes. Of course, my opinion could change as new information becomes available, so I'm really looking forward to what clues the next episode will give us. Now I want to hear your thoughts. How do you think Sophia will affect life in the town? What evil plan does the man in yellow have?